So welcome in the old Port of Montreal. The port itself has been used for over 200 years now, and for most of its existence has been used for as a commercial port, which means the whole area here used to be, of course, commercial, but industrial as well. And that's the case up until the 1970s, when the commercial activities are relocated from here towards the other side of the bridge behind us. And after that, they start transforming the place, renovating it, to reopen the port in the 1990s under the name of the old Port of Montreal. So that is as a touristic park, a big touristic port, a big public park, and we'll see many things that have changed since then. Donc on peut déjà observer sur notre droite des anciens hangars qui datent tous de l'époque commerciale. À l'époque, on les utilisait pour entreposer la marchandise pour une courte durée avant qu'elle se fasse exporter, ou envoyer plus loin dans le continent. Et tous les hangars ont été transformés pour leur donner une deuxième utilisation. Donc par exemple, le Centre des sciences de Montréal, directement sur notre droite. We can already see to your right on the piers old sheds from the commercial days. They'd be used back then to store goods for a short time before being shipped away or sent further into the continent. They've all been repurposed now. So, for example, we have Montreal Science Center straight to the right. Également à droite, la tour blanche était utilisée comme tour de convoyeur, donc on l'utilisait à l'époque avec des bras mécaniques et un système de tapis roulant pour charger et décharger la marchandise des bateaux. Pour vous donner une bonne idée, là, si vous regardez à l'avant, vous avez le silo numéro 5, le grand bâtiment brun, et attaché au silo, vous avez toujours deux tours des convoyeurs qui vous donnent une idée très authentique du type d'aménagement qu'on avait à travers tout le port pour acheminer les marchandises. So to your right of the white tower used to be conveyors towers, so we would use those with mechanical arms and conveyor belt systems to convey goods and load and unload them from the boats. If you look ahead and to the right of the big brown building is silo number 5. Attached to the silo, you still have two conveyors towers. That gives you a very authentic idea of the type of setup we had throughout the port to convey those goods. Également à droite, on a le Grand Quai, rénové à l'occasion du 375e de Montréal il y a quelques années. C'est plus de 100 millions de dollars à l'époque qui lui sont investis pour le rénover. Le parc a été acheté, c'est libre d'accès en tout temps. Et on a également la tour d'observation, 65 mètres de haut, 15 dollars pour la visiter. Just to your right, we have le Grand Quai, which was renovated for Montreal's 375th anniversary a couple of years ago. About $100 million go into it to make it brand new. We can see the park was added its free access anytime. We also have now this observation tower, 65 meters high, about $15 to visit.
Này mình ăn cà này, chị Nga này, và mình đã đi ở trên tàu, cái tàu này ở Montreux, đi vòng quanh biển Montreux, phố cổ, quanh phố cổ. Đẹp lắm. Nó có nghĩa là người ta đi vòng quanh đây thôi đúng không? Sao đấy đi vào đây này? Wow, đẹp quá. Chụp hình cho em, chụp hình cho. Em chụp hình chứ này, quay đây.
Terminal pour bateaux de croisière, un bâtiment assez important pour Montréal, c'est 50 à 60 000 visiteurs qui nous viennent à chaque année, seulement des bateaux de croisière. Donc, voilà, on en reçoit généralement de l'Europe et New York, Boston. Ça reste généralement en ville le long de leur trajet sur la côte américaine Est. Puis, généralement en termes de grosseur, c'est surtout du 2500 passagers. Les plus gros bateaux doivent s'arrêter à Québec, tout simplement à cause des 3 ponts qu'on a entre Québec et Montréal. So to your right, we have a of course, pretty important building to Montreal, as we have over 50 to 60,000 people coming every year from the cruise ships, and they usually come from New York, Boston. We get them as well from Europe, and they usually stop here on their route along the North American East Coast. And in terms of size, we don't get the bigger cruise ships. They're usually about 2,500 passengers. The bigger ones have to stop in Quebec City simply because of the 3 bridges we have in between Quebec City and Montreal.
chụp à. Chị phải ngồi ở đâu đó thì em chụp ngạ rất người.
Donc, Montréal est fondé tout près d'ici en 1642. Et la raison pour laquelle on fonde Montréal ici, c'est tout simplement à cause des très forts courants qu'on a un peu plus haut sur le fleuve, qui font que les bateaux de l'époque ne pouvaient pas monter plus haut, tout simplement, ils étaient forcés de s'arrêter ici. Donc, pour des raisons commerciales, entre autres, on peut avoir accès au Grand Lac, à la rivière du Mississippi. Donc, on ouvre devant vous les premières écluses en Amérique du Nord. Les ports sont l'entrée du canal de la Chine qui ouvre en 1825. Donc, sur 15 km, on peut traverser 5 écluses qui permettent non seulement de contourner, mais également de remonter le courant. Donc, une fois tout traversé, on serait à la même hauteur que la tour Brune derrière les portes. Et ensuite, le canal va être fermé alors qu'on a construit des écluses 10 fois plus grosses sur la rive sud de Montréal. Mais le canal a été ouvert depuis 2003 pour les bateaux de plaisance seulement. So Montreal was founded just around here back in 1642. And the reason why they found it here is because of the very strong currents we have upriver that made so ships back then they couldn't go any further up. They were forced to stop here. Eventually, for commercial reasons, mostly people want to get access to the Great Lakes, Mississippi River, and so on. So they opened in front of you the very first locks in North America. The green doors are the entrance to the Lachine Canal. It opens in 1825. So if you go through there, it's 15 kilometers long and it has 5 locks. So it allows you to go around and up the current. So of course at the end, it'd be 15 meters higher than we currently are. You'd be at the same level as the top of the Brown Tower behind the doors. Eventually, ships keep getting too big, so we need to shut this down and open locks 10 times the size on the south shore of the city. And that's where the commercial traffic goes through now. But this one has been reopened since 2003 for pleasure boats only. Et à l'avant de le Bota Bota, un ancien traversier qui était en fonction dans les années 50, a été transformé par la suite en bateau de spectacle pendant plus de 10 ans. Et il est maintenant testé ici de manière permanente en tant que spa sur l'eau également à l'année longue. You're right, we have the Bota Bota, which used to be a ferry back in the 50s before it was transformed into a showboat for about 10 years. It is now docked here permanently as a spawn water that's also open all year long.
Kìa, người ta ngồi trên bờ kìa. Người ta ngồi trên bờ đó, người ta thì lát kìa. Nên mình đi vòng quanh.
Donc sur notre droite, on voit de plus près silo numéro 5. Ça a longtemps été le plus grand bâtiment abandonné à Montréal, alors que tous les autres silos du port ont été détruits avec le retrait des activités commerciales. Et on fait plus abandonné aujourd'hui, a été acheté il y a quelques années par la compagnie Devimco qui va l'éventuellement transformer en la plus grande ferme verticale sur la planète. Il y a également un projet d'arrêt de restaurant de luxe qui devrait être construit sur le toit avec environ 1000 unités de condo un peu plus loin sur le terrain. So to your right, we get a closer look at silo number 5. This used to be the biggest abandoned building in Montreal, as all the other silos were destroyed in the 80s with the relocation of the commercial activities from this port. It's not abandoned anymore. Just a couple of years ago, a company named Devimco bought the whole thing, and they want to eventually transform this into the biggest building we have in the world. Also, a plan for French restaurants we built on top, as well as about 1,000 units of condos further on the land as well.
Thiếu cái tàu ra sao, cái tàu nó cũng đang đi kìa. Nó đi đấy có mấy
Vous
người.
connaissez peut-être les habitats 67, on a ici le projet de
Thành phố về
maîtrise
đêm.
qui étudiait l'architecture.
Đêm đâu, bây giờ mới có 5 giờ, 6 giờ.
Đó,
Mà 6 giờ mà đã thấy trời đã tối thế này rồi. Quay cho các bạn coi như này.
On a ici 354 blocs de béton, tous préfabriqués, assemblés sur le site lui-même et conçus pour
Không dám nói to là vì ở trên tàu rất là đông người.
Et après l'expo, pendant
Vừa
plus de 20
đông
ans, ça
người mà
devient
vừa là
coopérative, donc on pouvait louer des appartements privatiques, mais c'est plus le cas, là, c'est tout
Em chào
transformé
chị.
en condos qui se vendent généralement
Chào
entre 800
Phương.
000 à 2,5 millions de dollars.
Em chào anh Trường.
You may recognize Habitat 67. This is Moshe Savdi's master's degree project when he was studying architecture at McGill back in the 50s.
Chị hôm nay đưa các anh
When he
chị
was
đi
25, the project is chosen to be
đi
built
đi
from
xung
Montreal's
quanh
Welfare
nghĩa là
in
biển
67.
của Montreal đấy,
We have here
thành phố Montreal đấy.
354 concrete blocks, all prefabricated
Buổi
and
tối
assembled on site.
đi khoảng 45 phút thôi,
So you cannot
45
see
phút thì đi
inside
về.
your neighbor's apartment from your window or your
Chuyến này
balcony.
chỉ có 45 phút thôi.
Now for the welfare for 20
Họ
years, it
đang
becomes a
giới
cooperative, so
thiệu,
you could rent their cheap
giới
apartments.
thiệu.
Not the case
Nó có
anymore.
xinh
It's all
nha.
been transformed into condos.
Wow, đẹp quá.
And they usually sell for in between
Đấy.
$800,000
Đây này,
to
đây là cái thành phố họ đang giới
$2.5
thiệu.
million.
Phố cổ. Đẹp chưa? Là chuẩn bị này. Anh Vương em chụp ảnh. Anh em chụp ảnh anh Vương. Đâu em chụp em chụp anh.
Donc notre gauche, excellente vue sur la ville, également au-dessus de la montagne, on peut apercevoir la croix du Mont-Royal, donc entre les gratte-ciels, un peu à gauche du terminal pour bateau de croisière. So to our left, pretty nice view of Montreal, also on top of the mountain. We have the Mont-Royal cross in between the skyscrapers and a bit to the left of the cruise ship terminal. Donc la croix du Mont-Royal se situe à plus de
Cầu Cái Ông,
265
còn lâu mới qua cầu.
Également des règles en
Đây.
ville qui empêchent toute construction tirée plus haut que la croix, ce qui permet de préserver la vue qu'on a du haut de la montagne jusque sur le fleuve Saint-Laurent. So the Mont-Royal's cross is the highest point in town as it sits 265 meters high. There's also rules here that prevent anything being built higher than
Mọi
the
người ơi,
cross.
thôi mình tắt
And
nhé,
so it
mình tắt để tí
preserves
mình
the site
sẽ quay
from
video
the top
một
of the
đoạn
mountain
này.
looking down
Chứ mình
onto
không
the
quay
St. Lawrence River.
tắt nhá. Cảm ơn mọi người.